kids are heading back to school, here's some tips for a healthy start. I'm Dr. Brian McDonough, KYW News Radio medical editor. You know, the new school year is always challenging. There's lots of things that change. Of course, the biggest thing that changes is sleep and sleep patterns. So one of the things I suggest to do is to slowly change the amount of sleep they get. In other words, get them to bed a little earlier. Now, this can happen throughout really the first 3 to 4 weeks because you're building that transition. It's not going to all happen at once. So try to make sure they get sleep. And what you're looking for, especially for young children, is like 9 to 11 hours of sleep if you can pull it off. And for teens and others, about 8 to 10. Again, with teens, you have less control, obviously, than you do with younger children. But with younger children, I would try to get them that amount of sleep. They start the day more refreshed. The other thing, which I think is real important while we're talking about sleep, is giving them a sleep environment that has good sleep hygiene. And by that, I mean, you want the electronic media out of there. You want phones out of there, television off if there's one in the room, those kind of things. You want to make them have a place that's kind of a place that's a safe area to sleep when you go to bed. Structure is really important for young kids, especially because they like routines, and whether they know it or not, routines are really important because the structure allows balance. And certain things, like we just talked about sleep, that's important, but also diet. Are they getting enough protein? Are they getting healthy foods? Are they eating on a schedule which is more or less regular? You want to make sure they're not having too much sugar. You want to make sure that they're hydrated. All of those things play a key role in what a child does. But the biggest thing is school will provide some structure by its very nature, but you can support it by giving them structure at home. One of the big things is if teachers are getting back to you or commenting about your child and maybe they're a little hyper or they're causing trouble in class or something, listen to the teachers. I don't think teachers go after one child. I used to always say to my kids, why would they pick you out? So it could be their sleep pattern. It could be something else. Maybe they're under the weather, but you want to watch for things like that. If there's an alert, look into it seriously and find out what's going on with your child. Usually it's something that's just temporary, but that's really important. Another thing I want to stress with the start of school, because all these kids are getting together, they're coming from different areas, different situations. Make sure you really teach them to wash their hands. Washing their hands can really be helpful. I know little kids don't think about it a lot, but washing the hands really helps stop the spread of viruses and other things that are common, obviously, when kids get together. Got a question? Email me at askdrbrian@kywnewsradio.com.